Welcome, West Campus junior and senior families, to our College Night Spectacular. My name is John McMeekin. I am the principal here at West Campus High School.
Hello, I'm Dr. Elise Verscher. I'm the assistant principal here at West Campus.
Hi there, I'm Ray Navarrete, counselor that works with all students, last names A through L.
Hi, Teresa Anderson, new counselor to West Campus, serving students with last names M through Z.
All right, so this evening we are going to go through some important college notes for our juniors and seniors. We are going to review some important information as part of the application process. We're going to give some supports for some first generation college students, and we're going to answer questions. So our goal is for all students to complete the A through G coursework. So we work hard to enroll students in the classes. If you're curious about the particular classes, you can review either UC websites or our presentation to the 9th and 10th grade students, which will be posted to the website later on this evening. But just, as far as how we have done with A through G, our class of 2021 data is here for you to see. So almost every student was A through G, which means that they took all the A through G classes and they passed them with a grade of C or higher. The small percentage of students who were not A through G, it's because in one of the A through G classes, they ended up with a D on the transcript. So all of our students were enrolled in the courses, and then the vast majority ended up passing with a C or higher. Of last year's graduating class of 2021, 78% of them were accepted into four-year colleges, which is a great, fantastic number. The final data point there at the bottom is the class of 2021, the number of students who took an AP course over the course of their 4 years. So at any point over the course of their 4 years, 72% of them at one time took an AP test and passed it with a 3 or higher. So it may not have been during their senior year, it could have been during their junior year, but at some point they took a test and they passed the test. And that is a statistic that the students have earned and worked hard to achieve.
Okay, so I'm going to begin our conversation about the different college systems with a brief discussion about the community college system. We have 116 community colleges here in the state of California. It can be a fantastic option for many of our students. Historically, a quarter to a third of West Campus graduates go on to enroll directly into the community college for a variety of reasons. First of all, there's no SAT, ACT, or GPA requirements to enter a community college. In the state of California, the first 2 years of community college are free, so it's a nice way for students to save money. And also the community college has really effective transfer agreements in place, specifically with the UC. 6 of the UCs have tag or transfer admissions guarantees with the local or with the California community colleges. So that can be a great option. Also, CSU and private schools have very effective transfer agreements in place as well. And so one thing that many of the students here at West Campus take advantage of is called advanced education. And so students are able to enroll in up to 2 community college courses per semester. They just have to have a 2.7 GPA or above. And the process for that, for those of you who aren't familiar with it, is first they enroll into the community college itself, and then they do an advanced education form, which they send to the counselor, and then we send it over to the admissions and records over at the community college, and they get enrolled. One thing just to make note of is that it is a real college course. It's nice for students to be able to take it because it's free, but it does go on their West Campus transcript as well as their permanent college transcript for Los Rios in most cases. So just to be mindful of that, and also that the spring semester the course schedule should be out on October 25th. So students can begin enrolling for spring semester courses after that date.
So I'm going to talk briefly about the California State University application process. I do want to remind parents that there is an opportunity to see the slide deck that we shared with all of our college-bound seniors. In the slide deck that was dropped into the class of 2022 classroom, there's a real comprehensive overview and a more deep overview of how to apply to our our partner schools, our public universities, and through the Common App as well. But in general, it's one application to all 23 CSUs. The application does have a November 30th deadline. The application is open for submission. Students will need to have their California College login information so that they can link their transcript data to their CSU application, and then be mindful of the senior classes or subjects that are entered. They may need to be doing some editing for those senior classes to make sure everything is correct and accurate. The CSUs have suspended the use of SAT and ACT test examinations for this pool of applicants. But we want our students to be prepared with some information about their social security number, their citizenship status. They need to be prepared to talk about their parents' citizenship status, their parents' annual income, and they're going to need their California statewide ID. And that's the number that's sandwiched between your student's birth date and their counselor's name on their transcript. The cost of the applications are about $70 per campus. So students do need to be prepared when launching the application to be prepared to select a campus and a major, and then it opens up to the remainder of the application. The University of California application is available for inputting information, but will not be available to send until November 1st, but no later than November 30th. This is also one application for all 9 UC campuses. Students do need to be prepared to select a major and perhaps an alternate major and a housing community that may be aligned with their values. Many of the UCs do have some residential housing communities, and they need to be prepared for that. The UC application evaluates each applicant based on 13 factors. And one of those factors is the grade point average. So the other factors will be detailed throughout the application, but what we want to prepare you with now is to start thinking about collecting your thoughts around your activities and your awards and your personal insight questions. Your personal insight questions are an excellent opportunity for you to imagine having an interview with the college representative at that UC or all the UCs, so you can provide them with that additional context about your application. As part of the personal insight questions, you have to select 4 of the 8 options, and you should pick the 4 that are best matched to you. You only get about 350 words per response, so you have to be very concise with those words. This is not an essay. This is not a creative writing exercise. This is more of an interview, so you do want to use a lot of I statements in this personal insight question. It will be test blind for this class, so SAT scores are not going to be submitted, but definitely think about your talents and achievements. The Common App, we have about 900 plus colleges and universities that are on the Common App. There are various schools from HBCUs to out-of-state public schools, but a majority of them are private universities. We ask that our students that are participating in early action, early decision to be in immediate contact with their counselor, so as that we know that they are going to be applying on November 1st or November 15th and have completed the letter of recommendation packet. Within that letter of recommendation packet, it's useful for us in terms of completing our school report because it gives us an idea of what type of extracurricular activities your students have been engaged in. And it fills in a lot of the blanks for when we are setting out to write the letter of recommendation. The cost of the applications vary from $30 to $70, but if students are eligible for free or reduced lunch, we can waive that fee for them.
So one thing I'm really excited about, that we have a strong partnership with our military services. And so there is honor in serving our country, and our the 2021 ASB president earned a full scholarship into the U.S. Military Academy. where he's earning his bachelor's degree and will graduate as an officer in the military. And so, of course, there's a free college tuition with the military, i.e. the GI Bill. Students who need, immediate income, right? You get that with serving our country, including benefits, to provide for yourself and your family. You have the ability to travel, and there are career focused options for students. And so we just want to highlight that that's another pathway that some of our students take. And, we're equally proud of our students who determine that they want to take the ASVAB and serve our country. So if you have any questions about the military, feel free to contact me, and I can send you information to the recruiters that we work with. And these are some helpful links for scholarship opportunities. We have these links posted in the Google Classrooms for each grade level. However, we will also post these on the Warrior News, and they are on the West Campus website under guidance counseling and then scholarships. And so these resources are available for our students. The time is now to apply. If you're in the 11th and 12th grade, you want to get ahead of it and get that money.
Okay, so I just wanted to say a word about a website, californiacolleges.edu. Our district has partnered with California Colleges. And so we, throughout the course of high school, the counselors will go in and do different activities and presentations with students based on activities on this website, but it's also a place where specifically seniors right now can launch their CSU application. Mr. Navarrete had spoken about this briefly back on the CSU page, but if you launch your CSU application through californiacolleges.edu, then all of your transcript data will be uploaded as well. You can also launch your UC application as well as your FAFSA or your California Dream Act. So it's a good resource, and it's easily located on the school's website.
All right, juniors and seniors, the College Board, I know, can be really intimidating. I think by now you might have some comfort level with College Board, but I'm here as the College Board coordinator at West Campus to support you. So you just took the PSAT and or SAT school day. For those who take the PSAT NMSQT, which is the National Merit Scholars Opportunity, your scores should come in December. And we are so fortunate at West Campus where we have quite a few students who are National Merit Scholars as a result of the PSAT NMSQT results. And so drum roll, we'll wait for December and we'll be here to support you. If you're a junior, in particular, this is a great time to use those PSAT NMSQT scores to align with Khan Academy, KHAN, Khan Academy, and to keep practicing. Even just if you take 20 minutes each Saturday to log into Khan Academy and practice, so you are prepared for the SAT. And for seniors who opted to take the SAT, kudos. If not, a lot of universities, as Mr. Navarrete described earlier, are suspending SAT scores right now, largely due to COVID. And so, you're above. We're above the pack in that regard of being prepared. With AP tests, November 1st is the main deadline you want to remember. That is the deadline you have to register for AP tests. I've been sending it weekly in the Warriors News, but also your AP teachers provided you with a join code. You have to put that join code into your College Board account by November 1st. AP exams are May 2nd through the 13th. We are using Administration 1 this year. So you will see a host of schedules with College Board. Just know we are Administration 1. And again, with regards to sending SAT scores, there's no pressure because of the current changes with COVID. If you have any specific questions about sending SAT scores, you can reach out to myself or your guidance counselors, and we can answer those questions for you. But again, because of COVID, there's much more flexibility this year as it relates to SAT scores. And so again, back to if you have questions and you want to talk to your guidance counselor, you can reach Mr. Navarrete and Mrs. Anderson directly on the West Campus website. You're going to go to academics, And on the left side, there will be a toolbar where you will see guidance counselors, and you can click directly to make an appointment. And so, yeah, feel free to make those appointments and follow up with myself or Principal McMeekin if you have any questions as well.
As we really enter into this very intense college application season for our seniors, we also want to be very mindful about what the last 18 months, 24 months have been like for our seniors. And, it's as the adults at the site, it's very easy for us to get back into the swing of things. As you saw on the first slide, this is my 13th year at the school. So the last two are a small blip as far as my overall experience. It's very easy for me to jump in and to feel like things are really close to normal. For every senior who has, almost half of their high school experience in a distance setting or a virtual learning environment, this is not a seamless, easy transition. And we are aware of this, and we are here to support you through the process of reintegrating into school. I think as we hit September, we had such excitement and joy as students returned to campus and got back into classrooms and got back into the in-person learning. As we've gone through October, we've seen a few bumps in the road where it's clear that not everyone is excited every day that they were back when this was a new, fresh thing, and there are some growing pains and some minor blips as we return to campus. And so, while in some classrooms there may not be an evident pulse on the idea that everyone is adjusting, your administrative and counseling team is very aware that there is an issue. And so we want to support you here in college application season, and we want to be here for individual support for anyone that can reach out and ask for it. We're gonna send out some Google Forms later on this month to see who needs some individual support. So it'll be a very easy way for you to request that. We're gonna make sure that we are accessible. There's an easy sign up for getting a meeting with your counselor. But if you see me in the halls at lunch, come stop and talk to me, ask me questions. I might look like I'm on a mission moving through the halls, but I would always love to stop and talk to students and answer any questions and provide, whether it's, factual information or just, some recommendations and guidance. We know that, you're people first and students second. And we want to make sure that we're acknowledging and appreciating that, and that and feel that, and that you're willing to ask questions and seek the assistance that you may need to applying, right? Applications are not a promise to attend a school. It's you actually really delaying a decision about where you're going to school until you have to make that decision in the spring. And the more places that you are able to apply, the more potential options you will have when we get to the spring and you have to decide. And so we want to make sure that you have a wide variety of options, and that the version of you that's been in school for 8 months can make an informed decision when you have financial aid information and you have acceptances, rather than the nervous tension that goes on in October and November, where students may feel insecure, concerned they're not going to be accepted to a school, so therefore they don't apply. I can guarantee you that you will not be accepted to a school you do not apply to, but I have no guarantees about the schools you apply to. I don't know either way. That's not my decision. So please take advantage of the resources that we provide, and know that we are here to support you.
And speaking of financial aid, because that is a mental health stressor for our students, Mr. Navarrete and Mrs. Anderson have a great solution, and take it away.
Right. So on November 1st at 6 p.m., we have a fabulous representative joining us over Zoom from the Sacramento County Office of Education, Ms. Vera. She will be joining us specifically for West Campus families. So we really want to encourage you to join us for that event. And I believe that the Zoom information will be on the website, as well as in the Google Classrooms and in the Warrior News. But she will be spending about an hour going over the nuts and bolts of financial aid, everything from completing your FAFSA to different types of aid, such as loans, grants, scholarships. So it's a wonderful opportunity that we have. So I hope that everybody will take advantage of it.
All right, well, thank you all for being here tonight to learn about the college application process. If you have questions, please put questions in the chat. If you have questions that you think will have a benefit to the entire group, please voice them out to the entire group. If you want to be a little more private, you can private chat any of us. We're all co-hosts, and we'll get back to you individually. So again, thank you for being here. If you have no questions, you're free to go. But if you have questions, please stay on, and we'll do our best to answer questions until our time is up.